It's really great to connect with you today, and I hope that you're sensing the love of God, especially in your life at this time. I was thinking this past week while we were on a ski trip to Colorado at the incredible things that we've been talking about in these last few weeks. Being confident of this one thing, that he who has begun a good work in you will carry it on to its completion. He. Who is this he? And we've talked about the omniscience of God, that he knows everything. And even though he knows everything about everything, he still loves us. And he is omnipotent, all-powerful. There is no power above him, and yet the greatest power demonstrated has been his power to save us from our sin. Salvation comes to us through the sacrificial death and then resurrection of Jesus Christ. Amazing. Today I want to talk with you about his omnipresence. A few years ago, Kathy and I were privileged to visit Africa. Late one night, one of our buddies brought us a nice big plate of fresh pineapple. It was late in the evening and we had been sitting in our room, and he said, "I want you to come outside and enjoy this with me." And we went out. He had this big platter of pineapple ready to go, and he said, "I just wanted you to enjoy the handiwork of God. Take a look up." And we looked into this African sky where there was no light diffusion because there were no lights within 100 miles probably of where we were. There was nothing close to us that was lit up that would detract from the sky. And instead, this southern hemisphere African sky was just completely filled with stars. Large and small, bright and dim, a variety of distances away from us, I'm sure, and visions of the Milky Way crossing as well. Picture perfect. And the flavor of the pineapple was pretty good too. I was thinking about that while I was riding one of the ski lifts last week, and thinking about our perspectives. As we look at God, we look at him through our human lens. But think with me for just a moment that this God that we love and serve, this God who loves us and helps us, is a God who is everywhere all the time. Now for me, that's pretty mind-blowing. My father was born in 1913 and slept a few years in wintertime in southeastern Oklahoma under a covered wagon sheet on the side of the wagon to protect him from the snow and frost. He didn't die until about 5 or 6 years ago, and I still remember the look on his eye the first time we were talking on the telephone with no strings attached. Oh yeah, it looked like a big old brick, but we could carry it around any place we wanted to, even in the car. He was amazed as things continued to get smaller and smaller, and phones became computers, and you could hold them in your hand and have connection with anyone, anywhere in the world with just the press of a button. I thought of that the other day as a friend of mine, 17-year-old guy in Cameroon, West Africa, Yimbi, Namshi, called me on the phone, said, "Dad, I just wanted to check in with you and see how Mom Kathy and you were doing." Wow, we live in quite a world today. And yet God, for all time, has been able to know everything, be more powerful than anything, and be present with every person on the face of the earth all the time. Mind-blowing to me. What's even greater is to think that that kind of God does not become distracted from his desire to meet with me. Some of the greatest times you will ever get to enjoy in your life is when you simply find a quiet place for you and God to meet. I encourage you to do it regularly, maybe at even a special place in your home. But from time to time, try a different location, try a different place than what you would think. Spend an extra hour out underneath the stars, or sitting out in the backyard, or on the deck overlooking the lake. Take a little extra time and remove all distractions. Quiet your own mouth, get out his word, and let him speak to you. That's the amazing thing about this omnipresent God, is that no matter where you are, and no matter how many billion people are on this planet, he still wants to talk with you. He still wants to provide hope and encouragement. He still wants to give you insights for wisdom and innovation, creativity, things you haven't thought of before. He wants to download into your little brain. So today, let this word be a word of encouragement to take some time with God. He wants to take time with you. He will make you his priority over everyone else in the world for those moments. That's how you'll feel. The truth is, there'll be a couple 100,000 other people doing the same thing at the same time, and he will be with them just like he is being with you. What an incredible God we have that's able to do all of that. May God bless you and encourage you as you take advantage of his willingness to be present with you wherever you are, whatever you're doing, but especially in those alone times with just you and him. Have a great Valentine's Day, and remember that the love of God surpasses every other form of love. Love others with the kind of love that he has for you, and you can't go wrong. God bless. Have a great week.